Yes. Hi.
Hello. Hello, sir.
How have you been?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. So, uh, how has your day been so far?
Yes, day was just like other day. Nothing special today. It's my first session today, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, let's uh, let's make it one of the best sessions that you will have. All right.
Yes.
So, I wanted to know, for how long have you been on YouTube?
It's been 11 months.
Okay.
Yes, so I started, I think, last year on June.
Okay. So, what inspired you, or what triggered in your mind that I want to start a YouTube channel?
Okay, sir, this thing was always on my mind that I wanted to start a YouTube channel, but somehow I was not getting that courage to start. But at that time, I was trying to learn this language and I was working on my communication skills as well. So that after that I decided that okay, let's start this, and because this is a great way to improve on yourself, because when you post something on YouTube you have this thing in your mind that people are going to watch it, and for that you have to work more on yourself. So this is the inspiration why I started YouTube channel.
Wonderful. Okay. So, when did you start actually learning the language? You know, actually getting yourself into learning the English language.
Yes, so I started learning this language 2 years ago. Actually, what happened, I belong to a very small village of Uttarakhand, so I never get an exposure of learning this language there because I come from a very rural area of there, and I have done my schooling in Hindi medium school only. So I
Mhm.
never get that exposure to learn this language. But after my graduation, I got to know that it is very important to learn this language. So then only, and that at that time I was married as well. So after that, I started learning this language 2 years ago. For 1 year, I was consistent with it. But for another year, due to some circumstances in my personal life, due to that, I was not regular in with this. But 1 month ago, I started having conversation again, and now yes, I'm working on my communication skills and at the same time spoken English as well.
Brilliant. Okay. So before I give you tips, okay, on how you can learn the language by yourself,
Hmm.
sitting at home or in your leisure time, I want to know from you, what do you do to brush up on your English skills? Like, what kind of things do you do?
Hmm. So I started by from scratch, I would say, because I was not even familiar with a lot of good vocabularies and good words in English. So I started learning from verbs and words which we can use in everyday life. So I started learning those words and then I started making sentences. So, and nowadays what I'm doing is like I try to immerse myself in this language. Like I try to watch content in English only, and I try to read something in English, like whatever book I'm reading, I try to read everything in English only. And yes, I am having these kind of conversation to boost my speaking skills.
Okay, wonderful. So, yes, the one good thing you are doing is that you are reading.
Yes.
Okay. The other best thing to do, um, because you will not get bored of doing this, is you can watch a lot of movies, you can watch TV series, you can watch no matter what it is, but try to watch them in the English language. Okay.
Hmm.
One simple trick that you can do, if subtitles are available,
Hmm.
put on the subtitles and watch them. Okay.
Yes.
Now, the reason that I say that you can watch videos or movies or stuff like that is, yes, one thing is that they speak English. That is quite obvious.
Hmm.
Okay. And that it's Another thing, it's entertaining, right? You do not get bored. Let's say, for example, if you are someone who loves horror movies,
Hmm.
right? You can find hundreds of horror movies in
Yeah.
English,
Hmm.
right? So, number
Absolutely.
one, while you're watching the movie, you are entertained. Okay,
Hmm.
so you will not get bored. Second thing is they are speaking in the English language. So you are
Hmm.
also learning by listening,
Yes.
right? The third thing is you might come across new words that you never heard before, right?
Definitely. Hmm.
Also, apart from all of these things, when it comes to watching movies or TV series in English, usually the sentence formation or the sentence structure that they use is correct.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So you will even learn the way that it is spoken. I'll give you an example, a simple example. Before I give you the example, Akansha, I want you to remember one thing. Okay. Whenever you are speaking in English,
Hmm.
never think in Hindi and then speak in English.
Definitely.
Okay.
Hmm.
Keep in mind, think in English, speak in English.
Definitely.
Reason being, if you translate directly from a language, let's say from Hindi to
Hmm.
English directly, 90% of the time, it will be grammatically incorrect.
Definitely.
I'll give you an example. When we say in Hindi, आजकल की छोटी छोटी बातें, it
Hmm.
sounds perfectly fine in Hindi,
Yes.
right? But translate that directly into English, it
Hmm.
becomes today, tomorrow, small, small words. Doesn't make any sense,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So always think in English, speak in English. So by watching content, by watching movies, by watching videos, you will find a lot of helpful channels on YouTube as well. For
Hmm.
example, like the British Council channel on YouTube, where they teach you grammar, pronunciation, many different things.
Hmm.
Okay. So these are a few things that you can do while you're alone to
Definitely.
learn the language.
Yes, sir.
Now, I would like for you to ask me any questions that you have that I can clarify for you.
Yes. As you mentioned that these are the whatever you have said, everything I totally agree to you because I also follow. I didn't mention it, but I do watch movies in English and it helps you a lot to learn everyday English, like which you can use while speaking with anyone because they
Right?
use very like native expressions and they are like real English. You are not make translating them into Hindi to English, right? So
Right.
they use very natural English and after watching and consuming these kind of content you start speaking naturally. You don't have to
Right.
say those. I totally agree to you, sir. So yes, I do have a question for you because right now I am an intermediate level, I would consider myself. But I try to like my aim is to become an advanced English speaker, and I
Hmm.
do try to learn like sometimes even though I am having a conversation with you right now, and right now I'm comfortably speaking, but sometimes I do get stuck and I feel like okay, how can I describe this thing? I get stuck. So, an advanced English speaker, they don't get stuck. They speak very smoothly, and I want that kind of smoothness while speaking. So, how can an intermediate person can become an advanced English speaker? And there is a what is the difference between an intermediate speaker and an advanced English speaker? I want to know about this as well.
Okay, sure. Now, see, the one thing that you need to remember is that in anything that you do, okay, not only language, but anything that you do,
Hmm.
practice is the key. Okay, no matter what you do, even if you consider sports, right?
Hmm.
Let's take cricket as a sport, right?
Hmm.
No one, no one can come directly onto the field and say that he's a professional batsman or he's a professional bowler. right?
Definitely.
He needs to start at the basics, practice, 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 and then he maybe becomes a professional batsman, right?
Definitely.
The same thing happens with the language. English, you need to practice and you need
Hmm.
to be consistent with your practice. Reason
Definitely.
being, if you break the consistency, okay, whatever you have learned, you will have to relearn again. Now,
Hmm.
there does come a time, or there does come a point where
Definitely.
even if you break your consistency, it won't matter.
Hmm.
That is called the proficient level or the
Hmm.
expert level, right? So even if you don't use English on a daily basis,
Hmm.
you will still be able to speak English fluently. Okay.
Definitely.
Now, your question, what is the difference between an intermediate speaker and an advanced English speaker?
Hmm.
The difference is that someone who is in the intermediate stage,
Hmm.
okay, will not be able to maybe express themselves or, speak about a particular topic for a long period of time. The
Hmm.
other thing is they will not be able to hold a conversation for a very long period of time. The other thing is they might not be completely 100% on their grammar or their
Hmm.
pronunciation.
Hmm.
Whereas when you come to the advanced speaking people, they
Hmm.
are able to hold conversations for hours,
Hmm.
right? You give them a topic, they are able to speak about the topic immediately. Even if they know nothing about the topic, they will make it
Hmm.
up as they go. Okay.
Yes.
Now, there are actually four levels of English speakers, not three, there are four. So you've got basic, you have
Hmm.
intermediate, you have advanced, and then you have native.
Hmm.
Okay. Native speakers are those who has English as their first language.
Hmm.
I'm a native speaker because English is my first language.
Oh.
Okay. So the only thing you need to think about is that I need practice. Okay.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
along with my practice, I need to be consistent with my practice. Okay.
Definitely.
Now, what you can do is choose a particular topic, okay,
Hmm.
for yourself. For yourself,
Hmm.
choose a particular topic. Let's say um, for this week, I want to focus on grammar. Now,
Hmm.
in grammar, there are many different subcategories, right?
Yes.
So choose one set subcategory. Let's
Hmm.
say tenses.
Hmm.
Focus on tenses for the entire week.
Hmm.
Okay. So let's say Monday to Friday, you focus on getting your tenses better. You try understanding the tenses. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Take a break on Saturday, and on Sunday, give yourself a test on tenses. You can find
Hmm.
many different tests on Google.
Yes.
Okay. Take a break on Saturday, and then on Sunday, give yourself a test. You will be able to see how you are progressing.
Definitely.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do this every week. Choose a topic, learn the topic, give yourself a break for one day, and then
Yes.
take a test.
Hmm.
But be consistent.
Definitely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, I think this is going to be a great, helpful for me to learn this language. As you mentioned that, I think this is a great way, and I will definitely give it a try. And as you mentioned that consistency is very important. I totally agree with you because I broke my consistency as I mentioned. For 1 year I was consistent, and after that when I broke that consistency, and suddenly one day I was trying to speak a simple sentence and I was not able to speak, and then only I got to know that I have lost my fluency and I have to restart it. I have to work again on this. So yes, consistency matters a lot. Like if you are not consistent until you have achieved that advanced language, you have to become like you have to be consistent with it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
Okay. But I still think you're doing a very good job. Okay. Just Stay consistent, keep on practicing. Okay. No matter what, just keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, use the tips and tricks that I gave you. Okay.
Mm.
If you, for example, even if you find a new word, okay,
Mm.
if let's say you are reading or watching a movie and you come across a new word, okay,
Mm.
just make a note of that word.
Mm.
Later on, go onto Google, type that word in. You will
Mm.
find the meaning of the word. And you see next to the word, there's a speaker icon.
Yes.
Click on that icon and you will learn the pronunciation of the word. And
Right.
then try to make your own sentences using that word.
Mm.
Okay?
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Akansha, unfortunately, we've run out of time. It was
Definitely.
so lovely meeting you. Okay.
Same. It was
I
really
am
nice.
super proud of you because even though you have gone through many ups and downs in your life, you are still doing a brilliant job. Okay.
Mm.
I can see that wonderful smile on your face. I want you to keep smiling, be happy, stay motivated, stay motivational. All right. And I wish you all the best.
Okay. Thank you.
All
Have
right.
a good
Have
day
a
ahead.
nice day. Bye
Bye.
bye.